What is up, you guys? It's me, Dominate, and I know it has been a while since you've last seen me because I'm a high schooler and I get a busy life going to have to do everything, so stuff happens, which is partially why I haven't been playing Minecraft really at all. I haven't even been on my PC that much, so I'm hoping to being able to record a lot more. Basketball season for me was big because I had to do a lot. So now I will be more into Minecraft probably. I don't know how much Rocket League I'm going to be doing. Probably just hopefully monthly videos at the least. Maybe weekly some months. So, but as you can see from the title of this video, we are going to be talking about 10 things you should have in a world, multiplayer, single player, hardcore, whatever, that are all fun and cool to have. So, let's go. Okay, so the first thing that I think would be cool to have in one of your worlds is first, if it's not the slimes, that's just I forgot to turn off mob spawning, so they're going to be in a lot of this, so sorry about that. Is this like kind of old street sort of thing? I don't really know, like bazaar, I guess you could call it. And I kind of like the look of it because this is a really good way of making your terrain and just making stuff look a lot more like IRL, like where it's not just going to be this, like all that grass, like it's not going to be like that. It's going to have to be terrain or textured, sorry. So I made this little like shop area, which I would probably use if I end up joining another SMP. I'm probably going to end up using this sort of build as something I would put a shop in. So yeah, this is just to go over what kind of blocks I used. So as you can see, I have rooted dirt right here. I'm using dripstone block, different types of stripped logs, coarse dirt. I'm actually using note blocks and different types of buttons. And then I'm using jungle and oak mainly for this. And then just have trapdoors and gates in here to make everything look like a little shack. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be going over is this little mushroom area that I made. It is another simple design that I truly like. The one thing that I like using for particles now is the spore blossom, which is this block right here. And these little mushrooms, they're a little so simple to make. And it's just an easy thing to use. This mushroom is a lot harder to build, and I did not build it that well, I don't think. But also the drip leaves are very good for design. And this one, I kind of, the small drip leaf, I like it more in some ways. But this is also, the big drip leaf is also just nice to have because you can run across it, so it could be an alternative to lily pads actually, which is another cool thing, and also a way how you can texture uh like a moss ground is that you can the big thing is having different levels, like height levels. Like if you see here, if I go over here, is I have path, which makes a difference. I have buttons all over, which is making a huge difference in just looking. It gives it like there's little bumps like on the sidewalk or something that's going to give it that sort of extra touch. And also I had some leaves in here every once in a while. Like it had like that sort of like area is worn down. And also what you can do is you can hide shroom lights, which is what I use here for so like lighting under moss carpets, which is also really helpful. So now on to number 3. Okay, so this is probably my favorite one actually, which is like a like a construction site setup. So the main blocks that I ended up using here is rooted dirt, dripstone block, coarse dirt, and then TNT, stone, andesite, tuff, and cobble. I also ended up using TNT, as you can see. I ended up using dripstone, and I ended up using these logs. So the reason why the little things that you just add, like all these dripstone pieces, I didn't really think of adding them before, but then it looks like some jagged piece of rock that like fell or something, which makes it look extra cool. And also this TNT looks like it's coming out of a barrel, kind of. This TNT is just sitting out, getting ready. All the logs to like in the mine shaft, like in Minecraft, to set that all up. You got that ready to go, locked into the ground. So once again, that's just another cool thing. And then you got your way down to the mine. And I wasn't going to do that much because I just want to show you guys this top piece of a mine site that if you expand this, it could be a very cool build. And also, if you guys do any of these or make them better, at me on my Instagram, actually, at dominate domin underscore 8 underscore YT, and send these to me. Okay, so this is a simpler one, as you can see, which is just like a little beach setup here. So you got your little beach towels getting ready for the sun, and then you got your canopy, I'd say. Yeah, it's called that canopy, where you don't get sunburned and just get some shade while being in the heat still. You got a little palm tree here with some birch fence. Yeah, birch fences. You got some birch buttons also on here with birch strip wood. I'd say this is one of the blocks where you can always have the colors together because they're that similar. Then I used smooth sandstone and sand mainly. And then for the water here to change up the texture, I used gravel and sand. Once again, some cut sandstone just to make it interesting. Add some buttons over the place, and then these torches here, which provide a cool effect a lot of the time. So that is number 4. The number 5 is a very, very simple one, but if you did not know, it's kind of just cool to know. Which is what it is that you got bubble elevators, which send you up fast with only taking up 1 block of width slash length, whatever you want to call it. And soul sand will send you up. The one thing that you got to make sure is that you have to have water source blocks going all the way up, which means like where you place your bucket, that's a source, but the flowing water next to it is not a source. But a way to make all of these blocks a source, if you place the top water bucket right here, is that you just put kelp going from the bottom to the top, and you cannot place kelp right away on the soul sand or the magma block, so just a heads up. So soul sand is up, and then magma block will bring you down faster while still looking nice, and you're not taking damage, because sure, just straight fall damage would be faster, but you don't want to take damage. So there is number 5. So another simple one here, which is just putting a glass pane over your beacon. Because surprisingly, I was watching SB737, I think that's his channel, right? He never really thought of doing this till his fans were shouting at him, and I already knew about it, and I was like, why is he not doing this? Like, I was thinking that in my head, and like he finally came with it. It was just kind of funny seeing how he's that far in his world and you forget about it. Like, it's just not something you think of, same as like a water elevator sometime. So what I do here is that the block is in right here, so if I do this, so if I do that, also if you're wondering how I'm just picking up the blocks, I'm clicking on my scroll. So all you have to do is shift click and place, and then it'll change the beam color. Also what you can do is that if you place another one on top of that, here, just to show you that you could have multiple different colors of a beacon beam. So like, I could have a rainbow beam going up to the sky, which is kind of cool. or you could just have alternating colors if you need to, whatever you need. Same with the blue here, because we got the light blue, so if I get that block. Yep. So if I just hop on here, you can see it if you go in the beacon. Go up, and then it changes. So very cool thing that you can do that's simple, but can change a whole lot. Another thing that you can do is you can make a boat race on blue ice. So all you have to do pretty much is place down some blue ice, place up some walls, get a boat, and you got a little racetrack. Which is also, this is a lot of these things I come up with kind of just watching MCC stuff a lot of the time. So if you have a, like, you can make a mini game like this, like the boat race, where they have to get to the other side. I think it's foot race in MCC, like where they have to run across the ice with boats. This is the sort of thing where you can kind of just play and like pretend you're in MCC, which can be kind of fun. Also, one way that's a lot easier to move in this is going in F5. So when you race against your friends, you can beat them a lot easier. So, time to go on to number 7. Okay, so we are on the Elytra course here, which is it's actually number 8, sorry, I said it wrong. That was number 7, the boat race. So what you can do here is that if you don't know, with Elytra you can fly. Hope you can figure that out because they look like wings. But how to activate it is that if you're on PC, you're going to press your spacebar, and as you're in the air, you're going to press it again. And as you can see, that'll activate your wings. So I'll just do a quick test fly, and then what you can do is that you can either have your rockets in your off hand or in your regular hand, and you just right click and it'll propel you forward. So now we will go on to which is also, this angle right here is very good for outros and stuff. So if you're a YouTuber, try using that. So if I land right here, we can start. You just go through the Elytra course. Sometimes it's a little hard even for me, and I made it. Also, one tip if you're trying to fly with the Elytra is that put your crosshair pretty much through where you're trying to get. So, took the first try. I actually had to do like 2 fly arounds because I missed, but decent. So that is number 8 of what you can put in your world. And now it is time to go on to number 9. Okay, so now we are number 9, probably the thing most of you guys have been looking forward to, which is the roller coaster. One of the most iconic things that you can have to do for fun in your hardcore world. And I made mine with a little bit of redstone, as you can see that sticky piston there right above my character's head. And with a lot of this, if you're using redstone, just a tip, you have to have your timings perfect pretty much for it to work. So we will quick hop in our minecart, get in F5 so you guys can see more, and we will start. And how I activated this was using a detector rail, and I used repeaters to put on delay, which you can see over there. And here we go to the top, and there we go, falling down. Just end it off right there, and you can keep on going through if you want. Very fun. So that is number 5, and now we'll be going on to the final, which is number 10. Okay, so here is number 10. This idea I am going to give credit to ZF. Go check out his channel. He's on Hermitcraft, and I think this was something that he did on season 7 of Hermitcraft. So what it is, it's mini golf. So what you have your armor stand, and under this under this lime carpet you have your blue ice, as you can see through the honey right there, and you have your honey to keep the armor stand in the hole. And what you're going to try to do, mini golf, get that armor stand into here. And the things that you have to use are a knockback one sword, so kind of like not a driver, iron. You got your driver, then you got your putter. So I'll show you a quick demo. So we got the driver, gets it pretty far. Then we got the iron. Then if you're this close, just quickly get the fishing rod. Boom. That's simple. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I'll get another video out to you guys soon. And see ya.